Smoke moved through the broken buildings of the human colony. The sky was dark with ash. Fire still burned from the last attack. Lucas Bell stood on a rooftop holding a small device in his hand. His clothes were dirty, his face had a long cut, and his eyes showed no fear. He was the only human left alive on this planet. The Zorith Dominion thought they had won. Their ships had destroyed every defense tower. Their soldiers had walked through the streets like they owned the land. But they did not know about Lucas. He was not a soldier. He was an engineer. A quiet man who liked machines more than people. But when the attack came, he used his skills to stay alive. He learned the enemy's patterns, studied their weapons, and he built traps from the parts they left behind. Small light blinked on his wrist. He turned to look. A new ship had landed near the old command building. He smiled. Finally, someone important, he whispered. Commander Virik of the Zorith Dominion stepped out of his shuttle. His armor was clean and bright, his helmet full of symbols of victory. 4 alien soldiers walked behind him. He looked around at the ruins with no emotion. He had seen many dead worlds. This one was no different. Scan for survivors, Virik ordered. Only one human life sign, one of the soldiers said. Close, watching us. Let him come. I want to speak to him. Lucas watched them through a lens he had mounted on a broken light pole. Far away, a drone powered up and moved toward the aliens. Virik's team took positions, their weapons ready. The drone flew low, made a sharp turn, and dropped a small device near them. It exploded in a flash of light. Their visors went dark. Their armor systems failed. Lucas moved quickly. He ran from his rooftop, climbed down broken walls, and reached the command building in minutes. He stood behind a large stone and spoke through a speaker. I warned you, his voice said from all directions. This is my home now. Virik blinked and looked around. His visor was dead. Sensors were offline. Who are you? Virik asked. The last man you failed to kill. Virik motioned for calm. You're only one human. We destroyed your army. Your people are gone. What can one man do now? More than you think, Lucas said. You don't understand humans. That's your mistake. One of the alien soldiers reached for his weapon. A loud pop came from above. The weapon sparked and dropped from his hand. Lucas had placed a trap days ago. Another soldier moved. Another trap fired. This one knocked him to the ground with an electric shock. Enough, Virik shouted. Show yourself. Lucas walked out from behind the stone. His arms were crossed. He wore a simple vest. His face was calm. You came here to take what's left, Lucas said. But there is nothing left for you. Only danger. You are a human, Virik said. A weak one, yet you speak with power, because I have nothing to lose. You took everything, but you left me alive. That was your real mistake. Virik looked into Lucas's eyes. There was no fear, only fire. What do you want? Virik asked. I want you to leave, Lucas said. Leave and never come back, and if we do not... Lucas pointed to a pile of metal parts beside him. Then I'll keep building, and you'll keep losing. Virik was silent. He had met many humans. None like this. This one had learned. This one had adapted. Lucas turned and walked away, leaving the alien soldiers standing in the ruins. They did not follow. Virik stood still, thinking, watching the man disappear into the smoke. One survivor, one mind, and already the war had changed. Lucas moved back through the broken city. He knew every path and every wall. The ruins had become his home. He used old machines and wires to set traps, build cameras, and send false signals. Every day he changed his plans. He never did the same thing twice. At a small underground room, Lucas checked a screen. Showed the aliens still near the command building. He zoomed in. Commander Virik stood with his hands behind his back. His soldiers looked confused. One was limping, another held a broken visor. Lucas smiled. He opened a line using a weak signal. Still here, Commander. Thought you'd leave by now. Virik looked at the sky. I want to talk. Face to face. You tried that already? It didn't go well. I have questions. And you have answers. Lucas paused. He was not afraid, but he was careful. If I come, I set the rules. No weapons, no soldiers, just you. Virik nodded once. Agreed. Lucas walked to the old city square. The place had once been full of people. Now it was quiet. He saw Virik standing alone under a tall, broken tower. The alien had removed his helmet. Lucas stopped 10 steps away. "You wanted to talk? Talk." Virik looked at him with steady eyes. "You have done much damage. My soldiers are trained. They are strong, yet they fell to one human." "How?" "Because you think strength is power," Lucas said. "But power is knowing how to use what you have." Virik tilted his head. "You are not a fighter, yet you fight." "I use tools. I study patterns." "You left your weapons behind when you thought the job was done?" "I used those weapons. I made them better." Virik looked down at the ground. He saw the remains of a burned drone. It's his own tech. Now just trash. "You turned our own machines against us," yes, Lucas said. "And I will do it again if you stay." Virik stepped forward once. "We came for control. We thought your kind would fall fast. You didn't." "Humans don't give up easy," Lucas said. "We adapt. We survive." Virik stared at him for a long time. "What do you want?" "Leave this planet," Lucas said. "Let it rest. There is nothing here for you. I cannot return in shame." "Then return with a story. Say the planet is cursed. Say the last human turned the world into a trap. Say anything. Just go." Virik did not speak, turned and walked away. Lucas waited. He listened. No alarms. No weapons. Just wind. He walked back to his base. The screen showed the alien ship. Lights were on. The engines were warming up. Lucas sat down and drank from an old metal cup. His hands were shaking, but not from fear, from the weight of choice. In the sky, the alien ship rose. It climbed higher, then turned toward the stars. One light blinked as it passed. A message. Lucas smiled. He looked around his small room. Maps, tools, broken tech, and one old photo of a family long gone. He touched it softly. The fight was not over, but today he had one. The next day, the sky over the ruined colony was quiet. No ships, no sound. Lucas walked through the empty streets, checking his traps and sensors. He didn't trust silence. He never did. His boots crunched on broken glass. He passed a wall where children once painted drawings. Now it was black with smoke and dust. He looked at it for a moment, then moved on. Inside a building once used as a school, Lucas had set up a signal tower. He climbed to the top and checked the wires. A red light flashed. A new signal was near. He picked up a small scanner. The screen showed a dot, moving slowly, not from space, from the ground. Lucas followed the signal. He moved fast but quiet. His eyes stayed sharp. His hand stayed near a tool he used as a weapon. He found the source in a deep tunnel. It was a damaged alien scout bot. It was small, like a dog, with broken legs and sparks flying from its side. Lucas knelt and looked closer. The bot tried to scan him, but failed. Its voice box made a soft beep. "No, not a threat now," Lucas said.
"That said."
"But let's see what secrets you hold."
"That."
He carried the bot back to his base. He placed it on a table and opened the shell with a screwdriver. The wires inside were still hot. He connected it to an old tablet. A screen blinked to life. Alien letters filled the screen, then changed to human language. A voice came from the bot. "Human, this message is for Lucas Bell. I am Commander Virik. I broke the rules. I returned. I could not leave without answers." Lucas leaned forward. "I want to learn," the voice continued. "I want to understand how one man could stop my force. I offer no threat. I come alone. If you face me again, I will listen, not fight." Lucas sat back. He did not trust the words, but something felt different. The voice was not proud. It was almost quiet. He thought for a long time. Then he picked up his bag and a small radio. He left the bot on the table, still playing the message on repeat. Lucas went to the edge of the city, to the field where the first battle began. The sun was low. Shadows were long. A shape moved near the trees. It was tall and thin. The same armor, but no weapons. It was Virik. Lucas stood in the open. He raised his hand. Virik walked slowly, one step at a time. "You came back," Lucas said. "Yes." "Why?" "I failed to understand you," Virik said. "And I cannot grow unless I learn." Lucas looked around. No soldiers? No tricks? Only me. They stood in silence. The wind moved the grass. A bird flew overhead. "You want to know how I stopped you?" Lucas said. "I used what I had. I watched. I learned. I made mistakes, but I fixed them fast." "But why?" Varric asked. "Why not give up? Others would have." "Because I had to," Lucas said. "If I gave up, no one would be left. The planet would be just a dead rock. I had to fight, even if I was the last one." Varric looked at the ground. "I have fought many wars. I never met someone like you." "You changed the rules," Lucas nodded. "Maybe your kind never faced humans who had nothing left to lose. That's when we are the most dangerous." Varric's face was calm. "Then maybe your kind will be our teachers." Lucas laughed a little. "I don't want to teach. I want to live. I want peace." "So do I," Varric said. The sun dipped behind the ruins. The two stood in the orange light, not as enemies, but not yet as friends. Lucas turned to go. "If you really want to learn, then leave. Let this place heal." Varric said nothing, but he did not follow. Lucas walked back into the city. The broken roads felt lighter under his feet. Behind him, the wind carried no sound of footsteps, only quiet. And in that quiet, there was hope. Lucas woke early the next morning. The sky was clear, and the air felt cooler. He checked his sensors. No new signals, no signs of ships, no movement from the edge of the ruins. Everything was still, but he did not relax. He had learned to expect change when things got quiet. He walked to a small high point at the center of the colony. From there, he could see the hills, the forests, and the scars from the first attack. Fires had long burned out, but the ground still showed black marks. Some buildings still stood, but most were piles of stone and steel. Lucas sat down and pulled out a radio. He tuned it to different channels, listening for any alien code or human rescue call. Nothing, just static. He looked at the small drone flying in circles above him. It was one of the many he had fixed from alien tech. It followed him everywhere now. It watched, scanned, and listened. He called it Scout. "Anything?" asked it, even though it could not answer. The screen on his wrist flashed green. No threats. Lucas stood and started walking again. He checked his traps and systems. One by one, he made sure everything still worked. If the aliens returned, he needed to be ready. By the time the sun reached the top of the sky, he saw something strange. A small object lay on the path ahead. It was silver, round, and had alien symbols on it. He moved slowly. He scanned it first. No explosives, no signal. He picked it up and turned it over. A light came on, and a message began to play. "I kept my word," the voice said. It was Varric. I left the planet, but I left behind this record. It holds our full logs. You may study them. It is my gift to you. Lucas sat down and connected the device to his screen. It opened a full map of the Zorth fleet movements, weapons systems, and past attacks. It was everything. Their mistakes, their weaknesses. He could hardly believe it. A full enemy record in his hands. For hours, he read. He learned how their systems worked, how they trained, what they feared. It was like reading a playbook for a future war. Lucas knew this information was too important to keep hidden, but he had no way to send it. His signal was too weak. That night, Lucas worked. He rewired old cum towers. He climbed to the highest point in the colony and connected the parts. The wind blew hard, and the old metal shook, but he kept going. At last, a new signal light turned green. He pointed it to the sky and sent a pulse. It was short but strong. Then he waited. 3 days passed. Nothing. On the 4th day, a light flashed across the clouds. A small ship broke through the atmosphere. It was not alien. It was human. Lucas ran to the landing zone, waving both arms. The ship landed with a soft thump. The door opened, and a woman in a clean uniform stepped out. She looked shocked to see him. "You're Lucas Bell?" she asked. "That's me. Engineer, survivor, and part-time troublemaker." She laughed. "We got your signal. We didn't believe it at first. I wouldn't either. But I have something big." Handed her the alien record. She took it, looked at it, then back at him. "We'll make sure this reaches command. You just changed everything." Lucas nodded. He looked back at the broken city. "Can I go now?" he asked. "Someplace quiet, maybe with trees?" "You've earned it," she said. As they lifted off, Lucas looked down one last time at the place he had defended alone. It looked smaller from above. The ruins, the traps, the machines. All part of his story now. And somewhere out there, Virik was watching too. Maybe learning, maybe changing. Lucas hoped that was true, because peace was the real victory. Lucas stepped off the transport ship onto green soil. Trees moved in the wind. Birds called from the sky. For the first time in many months, the air smelled clean. He stood still and took a deep breath. He was no longer alone. He was no longer on a dead world. A group of people walked toward him. Some wore uniforms. Others carried tools and tablets. One man held a camera. "Is that him?" someone asked. "That's Lucas Bell," a woman answered. "The survivor." Lucas smiled, but said nothing. He had never liked crowds. He nodded once and followed them to a building with wide windows and tall doors. Inside, it was quiet. Cool air brushed his face. A table held food and drinks. A chair waited for him. A tall man in a dark suit entered the room. He looked at Lucas with serious eyes. "You gave us more than data," he said. "You gave us time." Lucas looked down. "I just wanted to live." "You did more than survive," the man said. "You slowed the enemy. You showed us their weak points. You turned their own machines against them. You made them fear a single man." Lucas sat down. "What happens now? We rebuild. We prepare. We want your help." Lucas shook his head. "No more fighting. I've seen enough." "Not war," the man said. "Teaching. Training. We want others to learn what you know." Lucas looked out the window. A child ran across the field. Another followed with a toy plane. "Maybe," he said, "but not today." He stayed in the new colony for a week. People came to thank him. Some asked questions. Others just wanted to shake his hand. He helped fix machines, shared some of his old codes, but he stayed away from the big meetings. He liked quiet places. One evening, as the sun dropped behind the trees, Lucas sat on a small hill. The wind was soft. The sky turned orange and pink. He heard footsteps behind him. A young woman sat down beside him. She wore a pilot suit. Her face was tired, but kind. "I'm Kara," she said. "I flew the ship that found you." "Thanks for that," Lucas said. She smiled. "You think they'll come back? The aliens?" Lucas thought for a moment. "Yes. Maybe not tomorrow, but someday. And if they do, we'll be ready. This time, not just one man. This time, all of us." Kara nodded. "You going to help train the next defenders?" "Maybe," he said again. "If they promise not to call me a hero?" She laughed. "Deal." The stars came out. They sat in silence. No alarms, no weapons. Just the night. Far across space, in a cold room aboard a ship, Commander Virik stood before a screen. He watched a video of Lucas disabling a scout team with traps made from broken tech. He studied every move, every choice. An officer stepped in. "The council wants answers. They want to return." Virik turned slowly. "Not yet. They are different. The humans are not what we thought. We have more soldiers now," the officer said. "Better tools, and they have better minds. Stronger hearts," Virik said. "To win, we must change too." The officer said nothing. He left the room. Virik looked at the stars. "You taught me something, human. And I will not forget." Back on the green world, Lucas stood under the night sky. He looked up at the stars. No, somewhere out there the enemy still waited. But now he was not alone. The fight had changed, and so had he. He closed his eyes and listened to the wind. Peace was here, for now. And he was ready for what came next.